Hey everybody, we are going to talk about Social Security today, specifically the Social Security full retirement age. The Social Security full retirement age a long time ago was 65. That's what it was when the program was started. That's what it was for the first several decades the program was in effect. And then in the 1980s, Social Security ran into financial trouble, kind of like it is now. So some Social Security amendments were made. And among other changes, it gradually increased the retirement age from 65 years old to 67 years old, and the latter stages of that increase are still being phased in right now. And there's some changes happening in 2025. Before we dive in, please take a minute and click the link you see on your screen, fool.com/Frankel. You get a message from my sponsor, The Motley Fool, the top 10 stocks to buy right now. It is the best way to support this work I'm doing on YouTube. And be sure to click subscribe to my channel if you don't already. So let's go ahead. I want to share my screen real quick. So what is full retirement age? So full retirement age is when you'll get your primary insurance amount, which is essentially your full Social Security benefit. When your income is averaged together and placed into the Social Security benefit formula, it comes up with a number known as your primary insurance amount. So this is the amount you would get with no reductions or additions. You would just get your calculated benefit. That's the age when when Social Security thinks you're supposed to retire, I guess you would say. You can claim Social Security at any point between the ages of 62 and 70. But if you claim significantly earlier or later than your full retirement age, it can have a big permanent impact on your benefits. So we're going to talk about that and what you need to know about full retirement age. So the big thing, full retirement age depends on when you were born. Nobody who is still reaching the ages of Social Security eligibility has a retirement age any lower than 66 years. So for those purposes, we can just start there. If you were born in 1954 or earlier, your full Social Security retirement age is 66 years. If you were born in 1954, you have to claim by the end of 2024. When you're 70 years old, the last people will turn 70 this month. So the full retirement age was 66 years. You'll get some credit for delayed retirement. We'll talk about that in a second. And it goes up beyond 1954. It goes up by 2 months every year until 1960, when it is 67 years old. So someone born in 1957, for example, would have a full retirement age of 66 years and 6 months. In 1958, 66 years and 8 months, and so on and so on. Now, you don't have to claim your Social Security benefit exactly at full retirement age. Most people don't. So here's just an example of how this works. I'll use my own father, who I know is going to watch this video. He was born in October of 1956, which gives him a full retirement age of 66 years and 4 months, based on the chart that was on the previous screen. He reached this age in February of 2023. So this would have been the time to claim Social Security if he wanted to start his and receive his full retirement benefit. Beyond that point, he got delayed retirement credit. He hadn't retired yet at that point from his job. So I think he's claiming sometime around now. I'll have to ask him when I'm done recording. But people reaching full retirement age in 2025 were born anytime between May 1958 and February 1959. If your birth date falls within that range, your full retirement age will be reached in the calendar year of 2025. So just to kind of give you an overview of what it means if you choose to claim Social Security before or after your full retirement age. And I'll try to keep this as math light as possible. But Social Security benefits are reduced by 6 2/3% for every year before your full retirement age, up to 3 years early. Now that is prorated by the month. So if your full retirement age is 66 years and 4 months, and you claimed Social Security at exactly 66, those 4 months you claimed early, that percentage will be prorated, and you will use that 6 2/3% annualized rate because it's less than 3 years early. So the takeaway of that, if you claim Social Security 3 years before your full retirement age, 6 2/3% times 3 years, that can be up to a 20% reduction right there. Beyond 3 years early, the reduction is at a rate of 5% per year. So it goes down a little bit. So the maximum, if you put all that together, the latest your full retirement age can be is 67 under the current law. If you claim at 62, which is the earliest possible time you can claim, that is 5 years before full retirement age. So 6 2/3% times 3 years is 20%. And then the other 2 years would be reduced by 5%. Add that up, your benefit would be permanently reduced by 30% from what your full retirement benefit would be. That's a significant difference. And I'm not here to say it's a good idea or a bad idea to start Social Security at 62. There are some very valid reasons for doing it in certain cases. So it's a very personal decision. But just to present the facts, it can be reduced by up to 30% if you claim at 62. If you choose to wait to claim Social Security till after your full retirement age, the increase for delayed retirement is 8% per year. So even if you have the latest possible full retirement age of 67, waiting until age 70, which is the latest you're allowed to wait, can get you a permanent increase of 24% on your Social Security benefit. And if your full retirement age is, 66 years and 8 months, 66 years and 10 months, one of the other ones, you can get even more delayed retirement credit for waiting as long as possible. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned, most people start collecting Social Security either before their full retirement age or after. You might not be surprised to learn this. The most common age for claiming Social Security is 62. 65 is another very popular age to claim Social Security because that happens to be the age at which you're eligible for Medicare. So a lot of people will retire from their job at 65 because they don't have to worry about health insurance anymore. Full retirement age is a popular age to claim at, but it's not the most popular. You can see just the numbers right here. Each year, the Social Security Administration releases an informational booklet called the Social Security Statistical Snapshot that has all kinds of data. And one thing they do is they break out the number of beneficiaries by early retirement credit or delayed retirement credit, things like that. So there are a total of just over 50 million retired workers that collect Social Security. That's just people who are collecting based on their own work record. This is not spousal benefits. This is not survivor's benefits or anything else. That's just people who are retired workers who are collecting Social Security. Of that 50 million, 31.6 million of them, or about 63%, have reduced benefits because they retired before their full retirement age, or not necessarily retired, but claimed Social Security before they reached full retirement age. About 6 million people, or about 12%, have delayed retirement credit. So when you add those two together and do the math, only about 1/4 of people claim Social Security without any reduction or increase for claiming at full retirement age. So should you claim Social Security at exactly your full retirement age? Now, there are arguments to be made either way. Every time I do a video about delayed retirement credits, a lot of the comments say, I'd rather have those 8 years of additional benefits than wait till 70. There's no guarantee you're going to live that long, things like that. There are some very valid arguments to be made for claiming Social Security early. And there are some really obvious ones, like if you have to retire early for health purposes, it can make perfect sense to claim Social Security early. The most obvious reason is you need the money, but there are some other good reasons. If you have a family history of people living to like their early 70s, could be a good reason to claim as early as possible. On the other hand, if you have a family history of people living into their 90s, it could be a good idea to wait as long as possible. If you're still working and you're getting by just fine on your salary, it could be a good idea to wait even if you are at full retirement age. I mentioned my own father. He worked until I think he was 68 when he finally retired. There's in that case, there's no reason to claim Social Security at full retirement age if you don't need the money, unless you really want to. There are some good reasons for or against. It really depends on your own personal circumstances. I'm not here to give personal financial advice. Just kind of present the facts and Hopefully you can use this information to make a very informed decision about your own Social Security. Do me a favor, leave me any questions or comments you might have. I read every comment on my YouTube channel. I try to do my best to answer questions individually. Let me know what you want my next topic for a Social Security video to be, and hope you enjoyed. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from the popular product Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by nearly 5 times. So go to fool.com/Frankel to get your 10 stock picks now. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor returns are 767% as of July 5th, 2024, and are measured against the S&P 500 returns of 163% as of July 5th, 2024.